It was tough just knowing that I might not ever be able to play football again. And then once I got cleared, it was still tough just watching the team. I mean, I was proud that they were having success, but it was just tough watching and knowing that I really wanted to be out there.
And we could tell throughout practice, and especially a lot of the pregame warmups, you were still out there. You were throwing T. Brooks a lot of balls. You were still getting guys warmed up. From when you got hurt to kind of throughout the last season, did you really kind of take it upon yourself to be that guy that was going to lead, even though you couldn't play?
Yeah, I really just tried to step in and just, make sure guys were on the right point, just with the defense, making sure they, stand in the right lane with learning the defense. So,
From the time you knew you had to have some kind of surgery to find out you're going to be out. Take us through that. What was the play like? What did you feel? I mean, what was the whole surgery, I guess, like?
just the play, it was just a regular kickoff, and I just ran down, and I hit him regular tackle, and just like I just lost feeling. Well, in my hands, my arms, and my legs just kind of went numb while I was on the ground, and then probably after about 2 or 3 minutes, I got my feeling back, and just I knew I was done for the day.
Did it put a lot in perspective last year?
Yeah, and it really made me appreciate the game a lot more just after being out all season and just knowing that any given time it could be my last play. So it really just made me play a lot harder.
So for you now, being actually able to be out there and to really participate and do a little bit of hitting, still not a ton, but be able to do that. What is it like actually being back out there?
It's big, just being able to run around with the guys again. I just try and play every play like it's my last and just go hard.
And for your DBs too, you're the leader of that group. You're the veteran guy now. Is that something you really kind of appreciate and know? Hey, the guys look up to me as that kind of unquestioned leader.
Yeah, I really do. I like that, just knowing that if they have a problem with something, they have a question, they just come to me and I just answer it for them, whatever they need.
And you're pretty loaded at DB again. How deep is the secondary? How good can you guys be?
I believe we can be better than last year. We can set NCAA records with interceptions. I think if we just stay focused and keep our head on.
The young guys like we just talked to Nate Andrews, Jalen Ramsey, those guys that have only been here for a year now. How much improvement have you seen from the fall to now for those guys?
They came a long way. Just watching them 7-on-7 during the summer and then through fall camp and all through the season, they look a lot more comfortable with the defense. And they look like they juniors and seniors out there playing now.
And y'all haven't really missed a beat. Coach Kelly comes in and it's the exact same stuff, the exact same schemes. Is that really kind of paying off?
Yeah, it's big time. Just knowing we don't have to really change anything. So in the back end, we just really work on our technique and just the small things. Really, just trying to get better.
After the injury, what was the rehab like for you?
It was slow at first. At first, I was just like doing stuff on the treadmill, just like walking and stuff. But after like probably 6 weeks, I was able to lift and stuff. And then from then on, I was just going hard in the weight room.
Where did you, I guess, get the motivation from to keep going? Because from an injury like that and with the prognosis that you were getting that you may not be able to play again, did you feel at times down, like you weren't going to be able to get through it?
Oh, I was down a lot until I found out that I wouldn't be able to play again. But just after I found out I was able to play, I just knew I would be able to come back. So I just made up my mind that I was just going to come back harder than ever before.
Were some of the players, were they motivating you? Were they trying to inspire you to keep going?
Yeah, a lot of the guys just tried to pick me up when I was down, just telling me I would be all right and everything would be okay. So I appreciated that.
And I guess when you were finally finished with the process and you got that prognosis that you were okay, you were cleared to play, what was that moment, what was that day like for you?
It was big. I was probably smiling all day, even though I was out. I knew I was out for the season, but it was just big knowing that I would be able to play again.
And how much does that motivate you now, knowing that you weren't allowed to play that entire season, going into this one to try to repeat as national champs?
It motivated me big time, just knowing that any given play, the game could be taken away from me. So I just play every play like it's my last, and then knowing that we're the national champs, so we have to. Everybody's gonna be coming at us, so we just have to practice harder than ever before and just go out and play harder.
And you were on the field during the national championship. I actually saw you kind of embrace Greg Reed and some of the other Lowndes guys over there. How much did it mean to you just to be there on the field with those guys?
It was big. Just being at the national championship, being able to say I was there, that's big. But and then winning it, I can't even describe it.
So what are your goals now going into this spring?
I just want to be the best player I can be. Just work on my fundamentals and just do everything right.
Well, did you make it out there to Pro Day at all to see Greg and Telvin out there?
Yeah, I was out there pretty much the whole time just watching them.
How good was it to see, especially Greg, after all those injuries, come back and look the way he did?
It was big, just knowing that everything he had been through with his knee and stuff. It was big seeing him. He really looked like the old Greg, so I really liked that.
Last spring, it seemed like a lot of those younger DBs said you were one of the guys to grasp the new offense faster than anyone, and so you were teaching them. How much did you take it upon yourself when it kind of seemed like Nate was a guy that got playing time because of your injury? How much did you take it upon yourself to kind of teach him? Because he said, the game you went down, he didn't feel comfortable with anything in the playbook, really.
I knew he was kind of struggling with it, so, Coach Pruitt had told me at the time just work with him because I knew he had a potential. So it was just a mind thing with him, just get him in the playbook, help him learn it, and from then on, he was just comfortable and just making plays.
Just to see him lead the team in interceptions last year, for you to be the guy that kind of taught him a lot of the playbook, how did that feel at least?
That was big because, he was a freshman, just going out there making plays. Every time he had a chance to make a play, it seemed like he made it, so it was pretty big.
Both Nate and Jalen, they hadn't been through spring last year. What does spring do for these guys that they maybe, they're talented. We saw that last year on the field, but what can spring do for them that maybe, they didn't get last year?
I think it'll get them even more comfortable with the speed of the game and just with the scheme we running, and it'll make them a lot better.
Did you, just really quick, did you talk to Greg at all? Because he was going through injuries, obviously, and overcoming them and getting through. Did you talk to Greg while you were trying to overcome your own injury?
Yeah, I talked to him a lot, just asking him, how he stayed motivated and how he just kept his head up at hard times. And he just helped me fight through it.
What are some things that he told you?
He just told me, basically, I would be able to play again, so it was something to look forward to. Just keep my head up and just work harder so when I came back, I could just be better than ever.